The Barbs are pissed Nicki might be missing from a documentary. Bad Bunny's got some new digs to update your wardrobe. I speak to the men behind Jung, Kook, and Latto's #1 hit. Billboard explains how AI is affecting the music biz. And we announce the quarterfinalists in our Fan Army Face-Off. It's Wednesday, July 26th. I'm Tetris, and this is Billboard News. A lot to get through today, so let's jump right into our first story.
This one little section that we thought was like super hitty, and it was just a beat that had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the hook. Fast forward 2 years later, it kind of went crazy.
Are you still singing Jung, Kook, and Latto's 7 repeatedly? It's this week's Billboard Hot 100 #1, and we're taking you behind the song. 7 is one of the first true A&R collaborations between Scooter Braun and Chairman Bang of Hive since their partnership began in 2021. They put the team together that included Andrew Watt, Circuit, and John Bellion. We spoke to John about how the track came together.
I got a phone call from Watt. It was Watt and Circuit are the two producers on the record. This was probably 2 years ago. On a random Saturday, I kind of just took it into the studio by myself and just filled in just kind of filled it out. It kind of in my mind fell by the wayside and just was like, oh, another song that you work on in a session. Like I really think it's a great song and super catchy and could be really great for somebody. I think a lot had happened. I think Bang and Scooter linked up and they started operating and starting to understand like each other. And I had no idea the gravity of Jung Kook being solo and it being in fully English, and I had no idea I didn't know what was brewing. Somebody called me and was like, yo, it's gonna come out in a couple of weeks. I was like, oh, sick. I checked my phone. I'm like, it's the biggest 100 million stream, and it's crazy.
Braun led A&R for the entire album, introducing the track to Jung Kook and bringing Latto on it. Latto gelled into the track perfectly.
Records, when they get to a certain place, it needs to be tailored and it needs to feel like it fits. The artists make it their song, you know, like we provide the bare bones and we provide the skeleton, but they have to make it believable in what they. So I think Latto just came in and crushed it.
I make him never think about cheating. Got you skipping work and me. Fuck it, let's sleep in. Yeah.
And on Jung Kook making history, being only the second Korean soloist to go #1 on the Hot 100, following his bandmate Jimin, John had this to say.
I think the idea of anybody who sees themselves in Jung Kook or Jimin or in BT, who sees themselves and can recognize something that's relatable in them, and they feel like there's a part of them that is now at the forefront. Hey man, more seats at the table, let's mix it up.
Proud of both JK and Latto and everyone behind the hit. Time to talk about our Fan Army Face-Off. We started off with 64 fandoms, and now after weeks of voting, we've reached the quarterfinals. Let's take a look at our top 8 and catch you up on all the action. Y'all have been voting and we've been counting them. Now Billboard's Fan Army Face-Off is heading into the quarterfinals, and you aren't going to believe some of these matchups.
Queenly bitches wanna come out like a cockroach until I'm cooking in the kitchen like a pot roast.
After besting Jack Harlow and Riri's Navy, the Barbs said Miley was good and sent Nicki Minaj to the quarterfinals. And their opponent, none other than Barty Gang.
Bitches talking all that rah-rah, I don't feel it though.
Cardi beat out BTS and her partner in WAP, Megan Thee Stallion, giving Stan Twitter the matchup they've been fighting over for ages. In our next face-off, the Little Monsters and Arianators were no match for 17's Carrots. But can they beat out Selena Gomez's fans who help her take out her ex and her bestie? 17 are the only K-pop boys to make the top 8. EXO bested Kim Petras to be matched with Filipino boy band SB19, who's already surpassed Billie Eilish, Ed Sheeran, and Lana Del Rey. And in our last bracket, Shakira is repping for the Latin artist after taking down a tough opponent in TXT. She'll face off with Twice, who's bringing the girl power after knocking out Enhypen's Engines, who bested the Blinks. Set me free. These 8 will duke it out to become the ultimate fandom, a title that went to Stray Kids last year.
Yeah, really thankful and really touching. Yeah.
Starting tomorrow, we'll be breaking down each quarterfinal matchup in detail. Who's got your vote? Let us know in the comments. And if you thought that was crazy, you won't believe this next story.
We have come through a lot. We have stood back up, and we'll always keep standing back up.
A new documentary on the women of hip-hop has the internet talking, mostly because of who doesn't seem to be in it.
The beautiful thing about where we are right now, Black women in hip-hop are controlling their narrative in a way we've never fathomed.
Ladies First, the story of women in hip-hop hits Netflix August 9th. The 4-part documentary celebrates the 50th anniversary of hip-hop and features interviews with some of the most prominent women in rap spanning decades. Queen Latifah, Da Brat, Remy Ma, Latto, Sweetie, and Coi Leray are just some of the names you can see in the trailer.
Or we will always be stronger together than we are apart. That's just how it is.
But some fans were quick to point out some legends missing from the trailer. Nicki Minaj, Missy Elliott, and Lil' Kim are nowhere to be seen. But podcaster Sean Allen, who says he's involved in the doc, said there's a reason at least 2 of them are missing. He tweeted claiming that Nicki Minaj and Missy wouldn't license their music to the documentary, and he speculated Nicki declined because she has her own documentary in the works. We'll see who decided to participate when Ladies First drops on Netflix August 9th. Don't forget about Billboard's R&B Hip Hop Live in celebration of the 50th anniversary of hip hop is coming. The concert event features headliner Metro Boomin and openers Coi Leray and Armani White. Tickets are on sale now at live.billboard.com.
At one point, I just thought AI would be those weird cartoon photos people posted on IG. Well, now it's everywhere, and Billboard is explaining how it's affecting the music industry.
Artificial intelligence has officially arrived in the music industry. But how do the artists feel about it? Janelle Monáe and Ice Cube have voiced concerns about how it will affect artists moving forward. And John Legend called for regulation on AI-generated music. While some artists hate it, others feel differently. Paul McCartney says AI technology will help the Beatles release a final record using John Lennon's demo recordings. And David Guetta used Eminem's AI-generated voice for one of his tracks during a February performance. Bottom line, the music industry is still learning how to navigate the polarizing technology. Artists are learning to adapt and differentiate themselves from AI-produced music while also looking at it as a tool in their creativity toolbox. It remains to be seen where this up-and-coming technology will take us, but one thing's for sure, this is just the beginning.
For the full episode of Explains, hit Billboard.com. Now to something a little less serious. You won't believe this next story.
Bad Bunny and Adidas are dropping their latest collaboration this weekend with the campus Chalky Brown, bringing us one step closer to Benito's personal style. The classic campus sneaker from the athletic brand is infusing a creative look only Adidas Originals and Bad Bunny can accomplish, with the latest colorway Chalky Brown. The shoe comes with a padded collar, unique laces, rubber sole, and the brand's iconic 3 stripes on its sides, and Benito's third eye symbol on the tongue of the shoe. Fans can get the kicks starting this Saturday.
That's Hump Day. Come back tomorrow for our tour stop with Big Time Rush. This is Billboard News.